everyone, and welcome to a new video. Today you join me for a tutorial. Today we are going to install a steering wheel on my E46 M3. I'm going to install this steering wheel as part of the project that I'm doing with this car. This is on the interior side of things, and for the interior, the two major things that I'm going to do, at least from a point of drivability and how the car feels to drive, I'm going to change, as I said, the steering wheel and the gear knob. The gear knob, I'm going to have to do a little bit of arts and crafts, so that's why I'm postponing it a little bit. But the steering wheel, it's quite easy. The wheel that I opted for is a Alcantara wheel, so I'm going to show you this in more detail next, but I've decided to go for the 12 o'clock marker in red, and I've also decided to keep the M stitching because to me this is pure BMW. You don't get this in any other BMW other than a true M car. These colors define the M branding. This steering wheel, as you can see, it's quite old. The leather, I don't even know if this is real leather or not, but it's quite worn and it's very shiny. I don't think this is Napa leather. For the new BMWs, the E92 for example, they came with a Napa leather and it's quite good to touch. This one isn't that good, it's quite slippery. And I've never owned an Alcantara steering wheel, so that's why I decided to go for this one, just to try something new. I ordered this steering wheel from, this is not a paid endorsement or anything like that, but I bought this steering wheel from Royal Steering Wheels. They are a brand in the UK. They have multiple ways of doing it, so the way I chose was I decided to keep my old steering wheel as while they were producing this one. They shipped me this one. Now I'm gonna have to swap over the electronics, the airbag, everything. It should be quite simple. I'm going to put back all of these things on my new steering wheel, and then I need to ship the rim back to them. That's why I needed to pay a fee, and then they will return that fee to me once they get my old rim. So first things first, you need to remove the airbag. And to remove the airbag, what you need to do first is you need to unplug the battery. Removing the negative cable will do it, so that's what we are going to do now. To remove the battery, what you're going to need is a ratchet and a 10mm socket. So that's it. And the battery, if you don't know, it's under here. You have these little clips that you need to so on my car I don't need to remove the negative terminal because I have a cutoff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just spin this right here, and my battery is going to be off. Good. If you don't have this, which probably you don't, you just need to remove that bolt, this bolt right here, and just lift off the cable, and the car will have no power whatsoever. So off. I need to spin it, turn it this way. Yeah, just like that. Nice. No power whatsoever. And I do apologize for the lack of light, but now what you need to do next is you need to get a flathead like this, and we are going to remove the steering wheel. The way that we need to do this is by, I think you can see, there's this little hole right here. You're going to press with this flathead because there are some metal clips inside that will release the airbag. You need to feel around, just be careful, don't use much force, but you will feel certain tension when you're pressing it. So just keep that in mind. And you need to press it like this because there are retaining clips right here that do go like this. So you need to remove one side first and then the other side. to do the same for the other side. There is a little hole here as well. As you can see, I was able to get this out, and it was quite easy. First, I'm going to remove these. Small flathead. So this is down like this, just place this like that, and it comes right off. The same for this one, and your airbag is out. I'm going to show you what you're going to be pressing when you're putting this on the side here. You're pressing these clips. Can you see them moving? This is what you're pressing. This is what you need to find. It's these springs right here that are retaining your airbag. What you need to do now is you need to remove this bolt, which is a 14 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken, or a 16, but I'll let you know in just a second. But before removing that, you need to pull out this plug. Just press it on the top. It's very easy. And this one right here. These are quite easy. I did an M4 recently with a friend of mine, and it was much harder. Yes, so you need to use the 16 millimeter. What you have now is the ratchet, an extension. An extension is very important. I don't even know if this extension is big enough, but I think so. And then a 16 millimeter. Now, just untighten it like this. What you need to do now is you need to just remove it, pull it out, and you have a steering wheel. So now you have both steerings in front of you, and you need to switch the electronics from your old steering wheel to your new steering wheel. You'll also need to change this to this side right here. This is your honk. Okay. You also need to unplug your negative, but this should be quite easy. Now that you have both steering wheels side by side, you can see how much better this new one looks versus this old one. I don't know if you can also see it, perhaps you can, but this one on the right is ever so slightly thicker. Other than that, they are exactly the same steering wheel, this is the same rim, and this one is going to look amazing on my car. What you're going to do first now is you're going to remove this trim. You will do this by removing these screws. These are Torx screws. I think they are Torx T20. And please be aware that you need the slimmest bit that you can get. And lucky me, it does work. So I'm going to use, I can use this one. You can set this aside. Yes, and it's a T20. Now you also need to remove these. Again, T20. Here. Now this bit, this trim should theoretically be loose. You just need to pry it out carefully because it's got clips. And be careful also because you have this cable. As you can see, you've got these tabs that you need to pull out. All these tabs. To remove this, you just need to press it, and that's it. You have your Now we are going to transfer all of this to this steering wheel. In my opinion, you don't even need to remove these cables. What you need though is you need to remove this earth cable. It's a very small Torx T10. Okay, so I have here a T10. Let's see if that's it. And hurrah, it is. Lovely. So remove this. I would also recommend that maybe you take a picture of how your steering wheel looks. Maybe that will be helpful to you, or you can just look at this video and see where everything is positioned. Now that we've removed all of this, what we need to remove is these. We need to unscrew these Torx screws and just move all this assembly to this. We need, I don't know, let me see, maybe a T30. It's a T30. Just like this. Now just do the same for this. And last but not least, this. As you can see, it couldn't be easier. This car is much easier than the M3. Sorry, the M4, the new F80, M3 and M4 actually, the new F80 and 82. Now, what you need to do is just put everything back where it was before. So, I'm going to start by this screw. Now, tight all these up as tightly as you can. Just check if you can press it. Yes, it's clicking. Nice. I'm just gonna give it a little just to see if anything moved. No, nothing moved. Just get this tiny little screw. Get this right here and just tighten it carefully, because this is quite a sensitive part. You don't want to break it. You don't need to over tighten this, just enough. This should do the trick. Great. Now you're almost there. You're going to put back this. For this, you just need to connect this cable right here. This is for the controls. This only goes in one way, so there's really no way you can get this wrong. When you're doing this, be careful, because this is going to get a little bit pulled. You just need it, okay, just like this. Make sure that you have enough leverage. To place this on again, it's just a matter of pressing down gently. One thing to keep in mind with these types of jobs is that you do everything very gently as possible, because these plastic tabs, they break so easily, and it's looking mighty well already. Wonderful. Now all that you need to do next is tighten 2 screws on the inside, 2 screws on the back with this T20. So you have 1 screw right here. And now for this side. And last, and don't over tighten this, because you're tightening on plastic, so just get them tight enough. That's it. Everything sits flush. Yes, everything sits flush enough. And only 2 screws left. Voila! There you have it. This looks much better. This is my first Alcantara steering wheel. I do know that they are quite nice to use. I've never had one before though, and I also know that they can wear out badly, but I'm looking for the feel, and I will try to look after it as best as possible. Now, all that you need to do is put everything back together. It's going to be quite simple. We're going to go into the darkness again. And you find me back in the car. So now you've got your brand new steering wheel. and I'm certain that I'm using my iPhone, but that's the only thing I've got right now to illuminate. You've got your brand new steering wheel, and you can see right here, and what you're going to do is just you're going to point it. If you try to put it any other way, you won't be able to, so just line up that gap with the steering, and that's it. I think you can probably see this, but there's this gap, and then there's this cut in the metal right there. Now it's very simple. You just need to plug this cable, goes only one way, white cable right here. Then you've got this black cable, which you removed, and you're going to fit your airbag now. No, you're not, actually, sorry. Now you're going to tighten this bolt. Just put it in, tighten it by hand as much as you can. Now what you need to do is, you need to tighten this as much as possible. I don't have the exact torque figure for this part, but I will find out, and I will tighten it with a torque wrench. Out of the way. All that you need to do now is put your airbag back on, and it's a reverse process of what you did. It's colored, so I will do it and I will get back to you in a second. Now that you've got them like this, don't forget to press these tabs. You need to press both these tabs so they're stuck on. And just place your steering wheel like this. And that's it, everyone. You have just installed your brand new steering wheel, and you have just transformed how your car feels in your hands. I do recommend this mod to anyone. If you're looking to improve how your car feels, this is a very cheap way of making it feel better, and it's got a racier aesthetic to it if you go for Alcantara, for example, but more than that, it will make the overall experience feel much better. As always, guys, if you like this video, please press the like button, as it helps the channel a lot, and also subscribe so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!